Hello, welcome to episode 52 in the Datapack tutorial series for version 1.21. Today we're going to be making a Pokeball. What do you want for Christmas? A mob? Great, because you've got a Pokeball, you could just catch him. I don't think we need really to demonstrate it. You throw the ball, it catches the mob. You throw the ball, the mob comes out. This is taken from Galsurgi's Pokeball Datapack, which I'm going to say is far superior to this little cobbled together version. We're going to try and keep it quite simple. So, I mean, if you're riding on the mob that gets captured in the Pokeball, God knows what's going to happen to you. We're not having any checks or anything like that, really. This is trying to keep it as simple as possible so we understand it. If you are interested in the proper version, then you really do want to go and check out Galsurgi's version on Modrinth. I'll put a link in the description. Let's crack on. First of all, let's look the right way. Okay, right. I think we'll just go straight over to VS Code. And we'll add some folders and files. Okay. In my namespace, actually a starting function. In function, I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to call it Pokeball. That's where I'll put my functions, keep them tidy. And in there, we'll have catch process. Funnily enough, that's going to be processing the catch. And we'll have a new one just called catch. And we'll have another file called extract data. We're going to use that to extract the data. We'll extract the data apparently because I can't spell. We're going to use that to extract the data from the Pokeball and apply it to a mob. Let's have a new one. Extract macro. There should be an underline. Let's have a new one, which is just going to be extract. We want to be able to give the player a Pokeball. So let's say give Pokeball. And we want to process the Pokeballs. Pokeball. Okay, that looks alright for that. I'm going to need an item modifier that's going to go in my namespace. New folder, item modifier. Okay, we won't put the file in yet. We'll do that in a minute. We're going to need a predicate that's going to go in my namespace, new folder, predicate. We're going to need an entity tag as well. My namespace, new folder, tags, and then inside tags we'll have a new folder called entity type. Okay, I think we're all ready to go. Let's start straight away with the give Pokeball. That makes sense. So we will give the executor of the function a Minecraft Heart of the Sea because it's round. It will have some custom data which will equal, and its custom data is going to be Pokeball, and inside Pokeball I'm going to have some data, and inside data I'm going to have is empty. Now I'm sure I could make this better, and we'll say 1B, or true. I'm going to put 1B. I'm sure we can make this better. I have taken the commands, as I say, from Galsurgi's one, and I've just extracted what I wanted to learn how to do it. So if you do have ideas for improvements and things, do chuck them into the comments, because that's always cool, because we'll probably come back and visit this again to make it a bit nicer. But anyway, that's going to give us the Pokeball. Might as well go and check it out. Ooh, Christmas. Happy Christmas, by the way. It is Christmas Day. I hope you had a nice day. Let's do function give Pokeball. Okay, I've got a Pokeball. It's called Heart of the Sea. Do we care about that? Should we give it a name? No, I'm not going to give it a name. We're keeping it super simple today. So we're going to say that's done. What should we do next? I think we'll have a predicate to check when things are on the floor. So let's do our predicate. A new file, and I'll just call it onFloor.json. Let's pop over to Misode and make that predicate. That's a loot table. We want a predicate, please. Okay, condition will be entity properties. The entity will be this. The predicate will be to check its flags, I believe, is on ground true. Okay, let's copy that. Let's take that back here. Let's pop that into our on-floor predicate. Predicate done. Next, let's go over to the tick function, and we will execute as any entity type equals item tag equals not used, exclamation mark there, so it doesn't have the used tag, if predicate on floor, if items entity yourself, your contents, Minecraft, Heart of the Sea, at yourself, run, function, process Pokeball. Okay, so what are we doing there? We're looking at the item. It doesn't have the used tag. It is on the floor, and it is a Heart of the Sea. Cool, then we will go off to process the Pokeball. So first we'll do try to catch. We'll do catch, and we'll do release. Let's do catch. Execute. If items entity at S contents. We'll just put star, could be anything. The only way it can get here is to be a Heart of the Sea. It's on the floor, so we've already checked if it's a Heart of the Sea. Minecraft custom data tilde open and close. In there we're going to look for Pokeball, and inside Pokeball we're going to look for some data, and inside data I'm going to look for is empty true. Or we could put 1B. Let's put 1B. I usually do true. Let's put 1B just to be different. And if we do find that, we're going to do run, return. Before we return, or before we exit this function, we will run a function catch. Cool. Okay. And then release. Well, we don't need to check the data because it's only going to get here if is empty equals false. So we could probably here just do function extract. And we'll save that. Boink. Okay. What would be next? Let's make our list. Let's make a Pokeball list. This is our entity type. Let's make a new file. This is things it can capture. Pokeball list. .json. It will have some values. Values would be a list. And let's just put Minecraft. Something that doesn't burn in the daytime. Let's do a husk. And let's have something else as well though. Minecraft horse. Why not? Save. So our Pokeball can capture husks and horses. Let's close that. Let's go down to catch, or up to catch, I suppose. First thing I'm going to do if you're catching is I'm going to tag the Pokeball. Tag at S. That's right. Tag at S. Add used. It's been used. If you missed, you're just going to have to pick it up and throw it again. And then we're going to summon an item frame and run some functions. Run a function at that item frame. So we'll execute if entity, any entity whose type equals, are you on my Pokeball list? And are you within a distance of less than 1.5? That'll do. You can change that range to whatever you want. If you are, then I'm going to summon an item frame. And I'm going to run a function catch process. So I'm going to summon an item frame, and I'm going to run this function as that item frame. Let's go to catch process. Actually, before we do catch process, I need an item modifier to copy data onto the Pokeball. Let's make this item modifier. So let's do file. And I want to copy data to the Pokeball, so I will call it copy data to Pokeball. There we go. And it's going to have a few different bits in it, so we'll need to put square brackets because it's going to be a list. So let's do the first one. I'm going to copy some custom data. Let's go over to Miso. Let's go to item modifier, function, copy custom data. That's copy name. That's copy custom data. The source is going to be from object, I believe. And then we can type storage. Okay, so we got, oh, I pressed that there. I don't want to do that. Okay. And in our source, we need a type. We've got that. And we need a source. I always use ID data, don't I? So let's put ID data in there. So I'm going to look inside storage. I'm going to look inside ID data. And then for our operation, I suppose, maybe ops stands for, inside ID data, I'm going to have something called mob, or I'm going to have some data in the mob category. Mob. So we'll have mob. The target is going to be, I'm going to copy it into Pokeball. And we're going to replace. Okay, so that's 1. Let's put that in there. Okay, now I'm going to make another one. Let's just go to reset. Reset to default. I want to set components. Set components. Component I'm going to set is going to be enchantment glint override. And we're just going to set that to true. There's a nice easy one. Let's copy that. Didn't have to highlight it, just press the copy button. Okay, so we've got 1 in here. Let's do a comma. Now we've got 2. Let's go back because I want to do more. Let's reset it. I want to set some law. Set law, please. Set law. Entity, we'll probably have to say this. Let's say this. What law do we want to set? Law. I don't want a string. I want a selector. Ooh, it puts up lots of stuff. For now, I'm just going to put at nearest mob, at n. There we go. We're going to add some stuff to that later. And mode, we need a mode, otherwise it'll be unhappy. Replace all. Okay, let's copy that. Let's take it back onto the end, add a comma, paste that one in there, and in our selector here, I don't want just the nearest mob, I want the nearest mob whose type is equal to ID, what? Pokeball list. There we go. So it has to be on my list. Let's save that. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. So we're going to copy the data from the mob. That's going to copy the data from the mob. We're going to give it an enchantment glint, and we're going to give it some lore. And the lore we're going to give it is going to be, so if they're at n, so if the nearest thing was a husk, it would just say husk. If it had a name, though, it would pick the name instead. Well, we'll find that out later. Let's get rid of that one. Let's do catch process. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, we've just summoned an item frame. Remember, in catch, we're summoning an item frame and running this function as that item frame. So in catch process, I am going to make the mob ride the item frame. Ride n type equals, oops, we need one of them first, on the Pokeball list, mount at S, and we're running this as the item frame, so he's going to be mounted onto the item frame. Then I'm going to, actually we should put what we're doing, we're going to copy data, remove unwanted data, well, a little bit of unwanted data, we're not going to go crazy, copy data to Pokeball, kill the item frame and its passenger, play a sound, particle. I think that's about right. Okay, let's copy the data. So we'll first of all we'll clear the data. Data remove from storage, ID data, mob. Okay, we cleared it. Data modify, storage, ID data, mob dot data, set from entity at S, that is the item frame, and we'll set it from its passengers, because we've made the mob we want to capture is riding the item frame, so we can just access it through the item frame's passengers. And I'm also going to merge in an isEmpty as well. So let's do data, modify. Let's say merge in, and then I do modify. I'm going to modify, sorry, id data, mob dot data. Let's at least attempt to get it correct. Now we're going to merge a value, and the value is going to be is empty, and we'll set it to false. Okay, now we'll remove some unwanted data. Data remove. There's probably quite a bit we could remove, to be honest. I'm just going to remove a little bit that you can see how it's done then. I'm going to remove from id data mob dot data. I'm going to remove the UUID dot UUID. So I've removed the UUID, and let's just copy that, or not, as the case may be. Let's just copy that. I'm also going to remove dot pos. There's no point keeping the position because obviously it's not going to be in the same position. So, and you might want to remove the rotation, and you might want to remove a few other things as well. I'm just going to remove those two, just to give you an idea. Now let's copy the data to the Pokeball, and this is useful to have in this item frame. We are going to data modify an entity at S. We are modifying the items frames item. We are going to set from entity at N, type equals item, tag equals used, and remember we gave it the used tag, and we'll set that from item. Okay, so we've copied the Pokeball into the item frame. So we currently have a mob riding the item frame, and we have another copy of the Pokeball in the item frame. Then I'm going to item modify. Let's do it on a separate line so it's at least happy. There we go. Item modify entity at S, container 0. It's only got one slot, and we'll run the item modifier we just made. So we've copied the Pokeball into the item frame. We are modifying the Pokeball with our information. So we're going to be copying all storage data into it. And remember, the storage data we are setting from the passengers. So that's the mob that is riding it. Fantastic. Okay, and we're setting the components and setting the law. Okay. And then we want to data modify any entity, closest entity, whose type equals item, whose tag equals used, item set from entity at S item. Okay, so we've copied the Pokeball into the container, we've run the item modifier on it, and then we've copied the data from the modified one back to the Pokeball we've thrown. Let's kill the item frame. Execute as S at S, run TP yourself. And we'll here one very far down into the ground. Bye bye. Okay, so we don't see it die. Execute as S on passengers, run kill S. So that's going to be executing as the item frame, as its passengers, kill the passengers, and then we'll just kill the item frame as well. And then we'll play a sound. You know what sound I'm going to play. I always use Amethyst, so we'll just do Amethyst. Well, we'll do Amethyst if we can remember how to spell Amethyst. And we'll do the break one. Yeah, we'll have break. That's good enough. And we'll say the player's doing it. We'll play it for all players at those coordinates. Minimum volume, or volume of 1, pitch of 1, minimum volume of 0. And we'll have a particle, electric spark. I'll lift it up a bit though. 0.5 on the Y. Let's have about spread of 0.2 on the X, Y, and Z. Speed of 1, count of 50. Okay, done. Catch process, done. Right, let's go and try and catch something. Got to catch them all. There's nothing actually to catch, so... Now, that button, just in case I do it, and I haven't told you already, just runs the reload command. Let's get ourselves a husk, because we can have a husk and a horse, can't we, I believe? So let's might as well get one of each. Those are the things on our list. Horse. And I'm going to get a name tag as well. If you're on headphones, block your ears, because you know what these anvils are like. Far too loud. Let's call him Hoobers, or I want to call you Hoobers. There we go. Okay, let's get a husk. Ooh! He's gone inside, and if we look at it, we've got husk. Okay, that's cool, we've caught him. Let's do a horse. Let's rename the horse, and remember we want to keep his pattern as well, so we have to check his pattern. Brown with spots, I'll forget that, you remember it. Right, Hoover's the horse. Oh, we need another Pokeball. Let's get another one. They don't stack. In you go, Hoobers. Now, does it say horse, or it says Hoobers? Okay, so we've got Hoobers and a husk. Now we need to get them back out again. Okay. So let's go. Well, I suppose next would be extract. What do we want to do in extract? We want to copy the data from the Pokeball. From Pokeball. That's going to go into temporary storage. Then we want to extract the mob. Set the Pokeball to empty. And after we've done that, we want to tag the Pokeball. We'll give it that tag Pokeball. Then I suppose it's going to be play sound and particle again. I'll tell you what I'm going to do there. I'm going to go to catch process, and I'm just going to copy those. We'll just do the same ones. Bang, there we go. Let's tag the Pokeball. That's another easy one. So let's just do tag @s add used. Let's copy the data from the Pokeball. Okay. Data, modify, storage, ID data. We'll call it extract this time. Extract, set from entity @s. And remember, we're running this from the tick function. Is processing Pokeball. That is processing Pokeball, and here we're doing extract. So what are we running as? We are running as the Pokeball itself. So here we're extracting data from @s is going to be the Pokeball. That's fine. Okay, and we want to extract item, components. In components, we're going to have some Minecraft custom data, and in there we stored it into Pokeball, and in there we stored it into data. Okay, let's extract the mob. We will execute as the Pokeball as S. That's kind of pointless. No point doing as S. Okay, but are we executing at the Pokeball? Let's check that first. So here we're executing as and at. Okay, so we probably don't need an as or an at. So we do need the execute though. We're going to do execute. Oh, actually, I think we just do run function. Yeah, we'll just do function. Should be running in the right place already. ID, and we want to do extract macro with some storage data, ID data, extract. And that is going to contain the information we got from the Pokeball, so that should be alright. Now let's set the Pokeball to empty. Data remove entity @s item @s item dot components. Yep, that's going to remove all its data. Now I want to give it back a couple of bits of data. I want to give it back its max stack size, and I'm going to give it back its Pokeball data is empty true. So let's do data merge entity @s What are we going to merge in there? I'm going to merge it into item. And in item, I'm going to merge it into components. Yeah, that's right. And in components, we want it to go into the Minecraft custom data. Minecraft custom data. And in the Minecraft custom data, we're going to put it into Pokeball. And in Pokeball, we're going to put it into data. I'm sure this bit can be improved. I'm sure it is. The data we're going to put is empty. I almost said it's true. Okay. And I'm just going to copy all of that. Home, copy, paste it in there because I think it might save me time. In components, yeah, let's get rid of all of this to that blue one by the look of it. Okay. And in there, we're also going to do Minecraft max stack size :1. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, done. Let's go to, what are we going to need to do now? Extract macro, I suppose. Let's go to extract macro. Otherwise, nothing's going to be happening. So in here, because we've passed in the information from the Pokeball, we know what type of mod it is. So we could do execute summon. And I'm just going to type hardcoded husk in there for the moment. Husk run function extract data. Okay, so what this will do is it will summon a husk and then run this function as that husk. But we obviously don't want just a husk. So we're going to get the ID from our extracted data, and it's stored in ID. And this is unhappy. We'll just say $, you're using data. Okay, so that ID we're going to get there. Have we got, let's do a data get from me selected item. There's Hubers, we see his name, but that ID is going to be this one here, ID Minecraft horse. So that's what we're grabbing out. ID Minecraft horse. That's what's there. So this is going to say execute summon horse or Minecraft horse. And then we're going to extract the data, and we want to apply the data to the horse. Because at the moment it's just a normal boring horse. Well, it might be a lovely horse. I didn't mean to call it boring. But we want the horse we put in there. So we will data modify entity at S is data merge from storage ID data extract save. Cool. Let's go back. Let's reload. Right, what's this? Ooh, hello. Yeah, okay, you can go back in. There we go. And Hubers. And he's still called Hubers. And he's brown with white spots. Cool. Okay, so we have a very, very basic sort of Pokeball going on. I'm going to say we're done. Obviously, if you want to catch more things than a husk and a horse, you're going to want to go to the entity list we had. Remember, we made our list and list them in there. The main reason I'm doing it with a list is just so we don't end up trying to catch minecarts. Well, you can put minecart if you want. Put minecart in the list. It's up to you. It's your Pokeball. Do what you want. Anyway, it's Christmas. You can catch a minecart in your Pokeball if you want to. Anyway, thank you very much for Galsurgi, because this a lot of this was taken from his data pack, and then I absolutely destroyed it by making it pretty awful. If you are interested in proper Pokeballs, I do recommend checking out his data pack. It's pretty cool. It's a like little Pokeball. You throw it on the floor, its little mouth opens, it tries to catch stuff, then it comes flying back to you. You can throw it further as well. It's just much better. It's much better. But I wanted to keep a nice little simple one to give you an idea. The dog's barking, he's saying Happy Christmas. Everyone's happy. I hope you've had a great day. Look after yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.